Today we have been provided with something good in regards to Baki Rahen. Confirmation that Pickle did indeed speak in the previous chapter. More clarification of the current height of Jack Hanma, and also a reclaiming of Pickle's current height, which is pretty interesting and something that's being widely discussed since these two had their interaction for the first time in all these years. The official start of the Jack and Pickle fight in the underground arena, round 3, is right here, and as you see on screen now, Jack Hanma is pretty much wearing what his brother Baki tends to wear when fighting others in the Baki series, particularly in the underground arena, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why he decided to do this, but I like the touch. But unfortunately, Baki Rahen is going on break once again, this time for 3 weeks. It seems to be returning on the 29th of August, so make sure you're subscribed to the Mysterious Weed YouTube channel for more Baki content in the meantime. And if you haven't already, or you don't have access to these chapters, they're all posted in the Discord, including the leaks when they come out a few days before the 29th of August. Free to join with an active community of fellow Baki and fighting manga enjoyers. So let's get into the greatness of this chapter. So Pickle talking seems to be as I predicted in my previous video. It's more so him just mimicking what Baki's saying, not really understanding the exact meaning of these words, but still the fact that he's reached this step is kinda crazy, and an absolutely goated moment of Pickle saying Jack's name and seemingly smiling as well, so maybe he does know who Jack is and potentially is starting to understand that his name is Pickle and working out the name of some of the other characters when they're being referred to as a certain thing many times with Pickle being around, which is something very cool that I hope gets expanded on in the future of the story for Pickle. Of course, if he does make it out of this fight alive, which may not be occurring, as I broke down in great detail in this video, pretty much covering everything you need to know about this currently ongoing fight. Highly recommend checking it out. But we see here that Pickle is waiting. He wants this fight just as much as Jack, and the second Jack actually pulls up wearing Baki's outfit alongside consuming his various pre-fight medicines that are pretty much to a more extreme level than ever before. Ever since Mr. Hammer's introduction during the Maximum tournament, the dose of steroids he's been taking has been increasing over the series, which is probably pointing towards the potential likelihood of him dying to conclude this arc after he achieves most of his goals, whether that be defeating Baki, being recognized by Yujiro, or even defeating the Ogre, which probably won't happen, but who knows at this point. The thing I'm pointing at is this steroid boost and what Jack represents in the series has many things foreshadowing his potential death to conclude this character arc, which is exactly what we're achieving now. As a reminder, the conclusion of the third manga with the Baki and Yujiro fight is confirmed by the author as the conclusion of Baki and Yujiro's character arcs within the story. Following that, we had the Masashi arc, which had Masashi as pretty much the protagonist, then the Suma arc, which had Sukune as the protagonist, and now we have the Jack arc, which of course makes up the current manga Baki Rahen. I also think it's pretty important to highlight how serious Jack is taking this fight. Let's compare this to his previous one in Baki Rahen against the cord cutter Kosho. During that, Jack went out with his regular clothing, not really taking him that serious, turning his back at the start of the fight and allowing Kosho to land a few blows. While when it comes to Pickle, Jack comes out in pretty much warmed up state, ready to go, as prepped as Baki tends to be when he takes opponents seriously, and is right away looking at Pickle, waiting for the fight to begin, which is where we get the official reveal of current Jack Hanma's height and weight, alongside Pickle's as well. There's been a lot of miscommunication, misconceptions, and misunderstandings about current Jack's height and weight and people saying he's this and that. This is officially what he is. 2.43 meters for his height and weighing in at 211 kilograms, meaning he's indeed larger than Pickle currently, who is confirmed here as over 2 meters tall and over 130 kilograms. meaning we don't have exact measurements, but comparing his height portrayal compared to Jack, it's clear that our Hanma boy is indeed taller and much larger than Pickle, while Pickle, even compared to the likes of Hanma, is still quite a bit bigger than him, so roughly slightly over 2 meters and slightly over 130 kilograms is what we currently have for Pickle, and this is officially what Jack is, which is probably going to stay the same for the future of Baki Rahen. I don't see him going through any more height surgeries, as he's made comments that he's reached pretty much maximum height, the physique he wants while maintaining skill, speed and power. Jack is in his, I guess you could say, prime or perfect condition where he wants to stay currently. Alongside the commentator of the fight introducing Jack as incredibly mobile giant, which again connects to him not wanting to get any bigger. This is probably the maximum size he can reach without any insane drawbacks to every other aspect he's developed over these years. Apart from that, I do think it's weird that the commentator also said this. He certainly inherited his father's physicality. So he's saying Jack's achieved this insane height due to being the son of Yujiro Hanma potentially. Or maybe he's just talking about how Baki didn't really inherit Yujiro's size, as Baki is one of the smallest characters in all of Baki, while Jack definitely inherited it due to his overall size. You could take it in that way, but we know Jack's been able to achieve this through height lengthening surgeries and of course the super steroids he's been taking throughout the series. Jack Hanma's current physique isn't really due to genetics, pretty much the exact opposite of that, as he was born with pretty much the exact opposite of good genetics, needing to any means necessary to gain his current power, which is pretty much what Jack represents throughout the entire series. So I don't know why the commentator actually said that. But then he introduces Pickle as the strongest from his era, the Dino Land. And right as that happens, the fight begins. Not officially, as Pickle cannot wait any longer. He's been chilling in the underground arena for quite some time, ever since their interaction in the street, which was stopped due to Hanma. Pickle has been waiting, thinking about pretty much consuming all of Jack Hanma and having that long fated battle with him, highlighting that Pickle does indeed want to fight Jack and pretty much have the time of his life. Therefore, once Jack arrives, bro cannot wait and charges, going for the bite, with Jack also, I guess, cheating or going against the rules, stopping Pickle's initial attack with the towel wrapped around his neck. 2 fouls start the fight, which is as expected for these two wild monsters, who are probably about to have one of the most wild fights we've ever seen, and this time everyone is watching. But the way the biting Cyborg was able to easily stop Pickle here was pretty incredible, and he's definitely being highlighted as the superior one in this fight. But if we look closely, the injury from Pickle's previous bite in the street has actually left some damage on Jack's trap here, which I guess is good for Pickle. His bite actually did something, making the prior exchange between these two not an absolute one-sided stomp where Jack seemed like an absolute monster levels above current Pickle, which is probably still the case, and I believe Jack is going to absolutely dominate and probably destroy Pickle in this fight. But there's still a possibility that the Dino Boy has something more to prove, including that still to this day Pickle has not gone 100% all out in a fight, as I broke down in my previous video. But if you haven't already, check out the official partner of the channel, GamerSucks, with a 10% discount code found in the description. Shout out to these members of the channel, these absolute mad lads. A new member poll is out now to vote on upcoming big video projects, so check that out. Thanks for watching. That's it guys. Peace.